Greetings, fellow children of the night. We are back once again to walk down the Devil's Road and discuss new episode of Anne Rice's The Vampire Lestat. This is episode 5, which means we only have 2 more episodes left until the conclusion of this season. So, as per usual with these reviews, we will be recapping the event of the episode, giving our general thoughts. We've decided that instead of spending so much time on speculation and, deeper conjecture and comparison, we're gonna save a good chunk of that for the finale review when we piece stuff together. So we're gonna give more of just a general recap and initial reactions to stuff in this next one and the one after. So what did we think of this episode?
Well, much like the entire season, it's fractured, disorganized, but kind of like it's the pieces are moved around like a puzzle, and we're trying to figure out which pieces go together. And I think that
it definitely does feel very Lestat. Yeah, I agree. My bad.
And I think overall, this episode in particular, I find a lot of aspects of it hauntingly beautiful, and yet kind of dumb.
Yeah. This whole season has kind of been a mix of, oh, that was really good, and then also some head scratchers.
Yeah.
A lot of head scratchers.
This definitely had some really good moments, like the song.
I feel like I say it every time with the songs, but I think legit, this one is my favorite.
Yes,
it
absolutely.
is just beautiful. I think I am 100% gonna download this one later. It is called Stained Glass Eyes, and yes, all the songs do exist, people. You can look them up under The Vampire Lestat on whatever your preferred streaming platform is.
And the performances, no matter what, are great.
Oh yeah,
especially in this one. You know who?
Yep.
She was great.
Yep. The Queen of the Damned, as it were.
Yeah. Yes. She was great for what we saw of her, and we're clearly gonna get to see more of her, and I can't wait.
Yep. It's definitely leading into some a big, a big event. We won't spoil for show-only people. I know we've talked a little bit about book stuff, but, seeing as I'm not an Anne Rice expert, I don't want to dive too deep into that, because, I could be getting stuff wrong, because it's been years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also just with the fact of, well, 2 things, real quick. One is setting it in modern day is flipping the story somewhat, so we can't really protect.
Not even somewhat. It is a lot. It is basically like a. Maven of the Eventide put it really well. It's basically like a mirrorverse version of the books.
Yeah.
Because the books. The original books, and I've talked about it before, so I won't dwell on it too much. The original books, at least the Vampire Lestat book in the Vampire Chronicles, takes place in the 80s, so it has a lot of that hopeful 80s I almost said autism for some reason, optimism, hopeful 80s optimism, and so Lestat is much more bright and has a lust for life. Now this one takes place in 2025. At least part of it, the main part that we see, into 2026, and so modern time kind of sucks, and so a lot of that nihilism has bled into this version of the show, and so it's kind of opposite topsy-turvy day, and so there is that as well. So that's why I don't really talk too much about the books.
Other thing that I wanted to say is, it's part of the reason why we're not going full speculation mode and everything. It's we're seeing the puzzle pieces start to we're starting to see them, but they haven't completely come together yet.
And this isn't necessarily a mystery show, so talking about the pieces before we see the full picture, and then it isn't really kind of I don't think it's really good for a review format for this type of show.
Also,
I think
Yeah.
it'll be better to just talk about the full picture once we get the full picture.
yeah, because
Yes,
also we
absolutely.
ourselves don't really know where this is going. Because
Yeah.
there's at least one subplot where, for like almost the whole entire episode, we kept talking it out with each other, trying to figure out what exactly was going on until we finally figured it.
Yep. And also, like, the one thing I do want to talk about that's like a big change of the books that like just kind of confuses me in general is the Armand Daniel stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Cause like, this comes out of nowhere. Cause like, yeah, okay, we see that Armand was there when Louis met Daniel, like 20 years, back in the day when he was in his early 20s and stuff, in like, the 60s in San Francisco or whatever, or the 70s. I don't remember the time period. But anyway, but like, throughout that entire time, even when they first met in those early days, Armand was jealous of Louis' friendship with Daniel, and so he hated Daniel. So like, where's this love thing coming from? Yes, in the books, Daniel and Armand are lovers, and he turns Daniel because he's afraid of losing Daniel because Daniel gets sick and stuff like that. And that's beautiful. It makes sense. It's a nice little whirlwind romance, but none of that is there. And like, as a fan, I was like, okay, they're changing it. I kind of like this version of Daniel. This works. It makes Armand a less likable character. He's kind of a bitch now. I mean, more of a bitch. But okay, it works. But now they're like trying to have their cake and eat it too. Where it's like, yes, Armand is this different Armand, but no, we're still having the book stuff. Make up your mind. What do you want to do?
Yeah, like to the fact where it was almost like borrowing terminology from another source that is just as creepy. It's like he imprinted on him.
Yeah. No, straight up. Like, I mean, like, obviously, it's just like vampires do get like crazy possessive and stuff. We see that with Louis. I mean, we even see that with Louis with this new Claudia girl and that subplot. But like, it's just weird because like we established that they don't like each other, and the reason Daniel has this hatred for Armand is because Armand just did this to him and decided to dip, which is totally justifiable.
Which also another weird thing is this adds another key element to the fact where Daniel keeps calling him dad.
Yeah, no, that's because that's the other thing that's weird, right? Because like with the change, they're not lovers. Like Daniel sees Armand as just a dad that abandoned him because he made him and just walked out of his life. And I think that's cool, but like Armand isn't keeping that same energy. Armand is making this like a lover thing, and not in a like I love you like a son type of thing. The way he's looking at him is very longing, and like the actor does such a good performance. But at the same time, I'm just like, this just feels like they're not on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I don't like it personally. It's not really.
And Armand tried to take responsibility for Daniel getting clean.
Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just fucking weird. Other weird stuff. The Claudia subplot. I'm glad that's over and we're not dragging that on. And Lestat's just like, nope. You stay away from him. Stop manipulating him. And he just straight up tells Louis, no, that's not her. It was never her.
Which it seems like the whole entire inclusion of her was just an excuse to get them talking again.
Yeah, and also an excuse to put Louis in here when Louis isn't really in this book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, they're also mixing in stuff from Queen of the Damned bits and pieces, and Louis is in that. So I guess, whatever. But real quick to talk about Stained Glass Eyes one more time. Beautiful song.
Absolutely.
And like we talked about it with last season when we talked about it on the podcast for season 2. That Claudia scene Like her final scene is just so good because she has that moment where she just looks Lestat in the eye and says, you know, help me, and she, you know, fucking erupts into ash, and it's just like, oh damn.
No, she's like, if you're gonna bring this on to me, I'm gonna look you in the eye so you remember.
Yep. And like, and
we even see, like, when he's singing,
yeah, don't break
there's
that.
a bit of ash on his hair.
Yep. And it, you know, and like in the lyrics, you know, don't break that stair, don't you dare, don't break that stair, and it's just like, oh man, it's so good. And it's also just really nice to see the more emotionally expressive Lestat, and not this like vapid shell that he puts on for everybody else. Because the real Lestat is a lot more interesting because he's more emotionally expressive and true to himself.
Seeing that fake Claudia helped unlock something in him.
Oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. But yeah, I think that's it so far. We will talk in more detail in our review of the penultimate, and especially the finale. The finale is where we'll really talk about it, because I think that's where all of it will officially come together. But I think by the penultimate, we'll be able to officially say if we're correct. I know we're kind of vague posting here, because we're not actually talking about what we speculated, but we want to wait until it all kind of comes together before we present you our crazy whiteboard of ideas.
Yeah, because after a lot of deliberation for this particular season alone, we just kind of thought to ourselves, we want to make sure we understand things here and we're following the plot.
Yeah. Because,
oh sweet Lord, trying to piece everything together as of this moment has been
especially because this is not like, you know, with Tony and me with like House of the Dragon, where like, you know, ice and fire, that's something me and Tony are like locked in, like no details, and like, you know, have actually read like bonus material and a lot of the like deep lore stuff. Like Vampire Chronicles, I'm aware of and I'm a big fan of. I've read the stuff, but like I never really deep dove into it in the same way I did for like A Song of Ice and Fire. So, you know, whole different area. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. So I guess it is time for us to go to Coffin. Until next time, we shall catch you later. Peace.